Hey everyone, I just wanted to stop by real quick before this podcast starts and say you should like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at John D. Klauser. It's literally the same name as the name that you subscribe to on this YouTube channel. So enjoy this clip, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
I'm raw dogging this chick, right? She goes, yo, I'm on birth control. You can just bust a nut on me whenever you want. And you know what I did? I busted. So now this is Dylan. He just turned 2 the other day.
Welcome to The John Show with your host, John Doogie Klauser.
All right. What's going on? How are you guys? So we are here on a new episode of The John Show. This is episode 39. If you are new, welcome. If you are a returning guest, thank you so much for coming back and to enjoy this wonderful solitude of 30 minutes of me talking about absolutely nothing. So, what's going on? What should we do? How should we start this? So, what is this day? 2,388 of COVID? Isn't it great? We're almost there, guys. We're going to get through this. We're going to become better people from it. I hope you guys are all staying safe, wearing masks, washing hands, doing whatever you guys need to do to get by. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing fucking way better than I'm doing right now, dude. I'm on the struggle bus hardcore. So last night, the Chiefs had a night game, and so I went over to a bunch of my Eastern Bloc friends' house. They're all from Lithuania. And they're like, hey, John, come over. We have these Lithuanian beers that we want you to try. And I'm like, oh, sweet, awesome. Let's do this. Let's get her done. So I went over there. These beers, what were they called? They were it was an awful fucking beer. It was called Crazy Brewski. It's a 15% alcohol beer, and they're pints. And I drank 5 of them. I got fucking shit-faced. It was horrendous, man. I'm like, okay, well, I knew I was going to drink, so I was like, okay, John, what you should do is you should take an Uber there and back. I did that. I do not remember the fourth quarter. I don't remember it. I do remember eating a bunch of chicken and chicken wings and dipping them in this real spicy sauce, and I'm like, this is so good. But I'm like, John, you probably shouldn't be doing this. I do remember this. I was like, John, you probably shouldn't be doing this because you're gonna throw up all that food, and then once you throw it up, it's gonna be awful because you're gonna have the worst. It was so weird because most of the time I'm usually pretty chill and I'm relaxed about drinking, but it was that game was making me so fucking nervous because it's a divisional game because I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I'm also a Rams fan. Weirdly, I like the Browns too. I really do, and I want to root for them hard, but it's like they just do so much stupid shit, and it makes it very difficult to vocalize that I like them. And I've always liked their jerseys. That's the main reason why I like them. I don't and they're one of the coolest. They have one of the coolest histories. They had Jim Brown on their team. Jim Brown is probably, I would say, he's easily my top 5 favorite football players. So it would be Jim Brown. I would have Tony Gonzalez. Then I would have Priest Holmes, John Elway, and then probably the round out the top 5 would probably Patrick Mahomes. A lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans. The thing is, I just love football so much, but it's so that game was so nerve-wracking because it was a divisional game because Chiefs were playing against the Raiders. And the Raiders had beat them earlier, so if Raiders would have won last night, then they would have had they would have had to just have a full blown meltdown to lose the division because Chiefs were on their way of trying to get I believe the 5th one in a row. So it was just fuck yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, and it kept going back and forth. Defense was playing dog shit. Then we finally got to stop, and then near the end of the game, we were down, and Patrick had to take him all the way down the field because I had to rewatch the fourth quarter, and it was great. It was so much fun. But these beers, let me tell you how fucking awful these things were. They were so horrific. It tasted I told my friends these taste like communism, and I understand why your people are so cold. Because if this is what you're drinking, if this is what your country's producing, no wonder y'all are so fucking angry all the time. No wonder everyone knows not to fuck with Eastern European people. And I love Eastern Europe. I like it way more than Western side. It's cool, France and Spain and Portugal and Greece. Like they're all great countries. Don't get me wrong; those are beautiful places. But those Eastern Bloc countries, my God, like Prague. I love Prague. Everything's super cheap and everyone's super fucking cold. No one wants to talk to you. I've been saying fuck a lot. I realize this. They're really cold people. They don't want to look at you. They don't make eye contact with you. And I remember when I was going there, I lived there for 8 months. It was around 8 months. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, dude, everyone's so fucking angry. And no one really wants to be friendly. And I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. Because, like, I don't really want to talk to a lot of people. So, like, the fact that they don't really want to talk to me makes it even better. That we can just interact with each other and not have to converse. We can just do our thing and I can do my thing. But, yeah, I remember. And so, like I said, like, I got completely shit-faced. And I remember taking the Uber home. I don't remember ordering it. And when I was in the car, I'm like, dude, this is not good. Because I remember coming to in the car, and I'm like, this is not good. Like, I think I'm gonna throw up. So it's like as soon as the guy parked my car in front of my house, I bolted out of it. I'm like, thank you, bye. And I got out and immediately started dry heaving. And then I was just, and all I did was throw up all this chicken. It was just a big pile of white chicken. That was just, and it hurt too because like it had all those spices and everything on it. It was in this like super hot sauce, and I was throwing up hot sauce as well. So it was horrific. It was one of the worst. It was one of the worst things ever that I went through. Then I came home. I remember eating a bag of chips. I tried to drink some water, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna throw up again. So I threw up again in my bathroom. I remember that. And then I just got in bed and I passed out. I'm like, I'm going to be fucking hungover. Like, this sucks. This is going to be awful. This is not going to be a fun day tomorrow. I have all this shit I have to do. I have to record my own podcast. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And then after this, like, Aaron and Dayton are going to be here at any moment. And they're going to probably barge in here when I'm doing this podcast, doing my own podcast. But I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm going to try to go to the gym. Because I didn't start the day until like 4 o'clock. I just slept all day. I'm like, fuck, dude, I had to sleep and like burn this out pretty much. Like, there's no way I'm going to get anything done productive at all. Like, I'm like, there's no way I can be fully hungover and try to do a podcast. And then, like I said, I woke up this morning and I'm like, around like 9, I was like, okay. I tried to walk around for a while. I'm like, I'm going to go throw up again. So I went and I threw up, went back to sleep. And then I woke up again like another hour later, threw up again, took a shower, threw up in the shower. And then I went back to sleep and I woke up and I was like, oh, well, I don't feel the best in the world. And kind of just sat around for a minute, like about 40 minutes. And then I went to the gym, got a small little workout in, sat in the sauna. And I ate like this big fat burger. And now I'm here. And now I'm doing this podcast, trying to get this done. So anyway, we are here in the hub of this show. So what do I want to talk about? Funny story. This is a really crazy story. So at my job, this lady came up to me. She's like, John, do you work out? And it's like, yeah. I'm like, it's so funny because I always get these workout questions all the time. And so she's like, so my son, he's 15, almost 16, and he is wrestling, and like he has all this weight right now, and now he's trying to lose it because he has to go from football into wrestling, and so they're trying to have him wrestle at a smaller weight class. And she's like, yeah, like, I've been like putting on like pre-workout stuff, creatine, like, is there like anything else, any dietary things you recommend? I'm like, like if I was him, or if I was like, because one thing I really regret is I wasn't on like a heavy meal plan thing. Well, granted, like back when I was in high school, like meal planning and stuff like that wasn't a big thing. It was all about, you just want to be faster, bigger, stronger. And there was no coaching in the sense of like, okay, if you do a lot of weightlifting, then or if you do these certain type of weightlifting, then like you can definitely increase like your speed and like your mobility and things to help you with sports. It was just mostly just workout. And that was it. That's all I did. It was so crazy. So in like high school, like all I did was like work out, play sports. And I didn't take anything. I didn't take any like crazy supplements. I didn't take any creatine. I didn't do any pre-workout. I didn't like, occasionally would do like protein shakes. It wasn't until I was in college when I started doing all that stuff. And like, I really started seeing crazier results because I started just engulfing in all that. Now that's all I do. Like I take so much stuff now, like nothing illegal, nothing like no steroids or anything like that. But she was talking to me about how she came to me. She's like, hey, like my son, he said like if you give me, because like she was talking to me, she was like, I'm thinking about maybe getting some supplements and like that to try to like boost his muscle gain and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to have him not eat, because all it's going to do is going to just eat up all your muscle. Any muscle that he has gained will just disappear because your body will still start eating itself before it eats the fat. So she came to me so the next day she came in and she's like, yeah, my son, and I'm going to give him this pre-workout. So she gave me this certain pre-workout. I'm like, yeah, that works. Nothing's wrong with that. And she's like, yeah, this is all organic and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't, honestly, it's pre-workout. Pre-workout's pre-workout. As long as it's caffeine, like that's really, I don't get the whole like, oh, this is veganish versus like this is just a normal standard protein. It's like, dude, just take it. Like the biggest thing is like if you're intaking calories and they're good calories and you're working out and you're burning fat, like doing cardio, like, and you're lifting heavy weights, like you're gonna gain muscle, you're gonna lose fat. Like there's neither one or the like. Muscle's not, there's not going to be any place for muscle to go other than just on you. And then fat's not going to be able to go anywhere. It's not going to be able to hide anywhere. It just disappears. So she showed me this thing, and it was like a picture of Depo, D-E-P-O. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, that's fucking steroids, bro. And she's like, yeah, my son said if I got him this, then like, he would definitely get jacked. I'm like, well, no fucking shit, because it's goddamn steroids, you dipshit. But she's God bless her soul. Like, she's very nice. She could be a very nice lady. I don't interact with her that much. I just very short interactions whenever I do interact with her. She's super airy. She seems kind of ignoramus. Not gonna lie to you. I feel like she's one of those people that doesn't really have like an own opinion about something. She harbors all of her opinions onto like someone else. She piggybacks. That's probably a better word for it. She piggybacks her idea. So if like her husband had this idea, she'd just think the same thing because it's just much easier than having her own thought. This is kind of what I think of her, and that's probably really mean, but that's just what from the moments of conversations with her, I try to have, because even when I was like talking to her about like, maybe you should do this, this, and this, I could just tell that all she was doing is just waiting for me to shut up so then she could talk. There was like, she wasn't retaining anything that I was saying. And so, but she was like, yeah, like, I don't really care, like, if my son takes this or not, like, I don't care, like, I don't care what he takes or anything. I'm like, you're fucking dumb, like, that's so fucking stupid, like, this is your child. And she's like, so, like, you think this would work? You think all this stuff would work? I'm like, yeah, it's definitely gonna work. She's like, so what are some of the side effects? I'm like, well, he could have cardiac arrest, he could have, like, a heart murmur, he could have, like, some shrinkings of his testicles. If I was you, if you're going to take something like this, like, I would recommend you also like giving him like an estrogen as well. So it kind of evens it out. And she's like, and then she's like, okay, well, thanks. And then the next day she comes in, she's like, I didn't know the stuff that my son wanted me to get was steroids. I didn't know. I'm like, well, yeah. Like, what do you think it was? Like you think this stuff is just some magical things that just makes you grow muscle? Yeah, that's called steroids. Like, it's like, it's like anything. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't just do that. Like honestly, like, if you really want to gain weight and you want to gain muscle, like, fuck, dude. Just like, so when I used to do like physique competitions, so this is how it would happen. So I would wake up at like 7 in the morning, wake up at 7:30. I would eat a bowl of oatmeal. I would have a protein shake, and then I would have an apple. And then that was like about like 7:30. So then about like 9:30ish, 10 o'clock, I would, after my first workout, I would have another shake with creatine in it, with like, bananas, apples, peanut butter, and then 2 scoops of protein. Then I have my meal. So normally I just do ground beef and rice, super easy. And the reason why I just do it like that, because it's just such an easy chew. It's not a hard chew. And like, because when you're eating all the time, like every 2 hours, when you get your body onto a cycle of eating every 2 hours, it's just tiresome. And you're just like, fuck this shit. Like, because you just won't want to, you just won't want to do any, like, you won't want to like think about a lot of certain things to eat. Sorry, I had a message from Aaron. I told him to like, just come on up whenever they get here. But, so yeah, then after that, I would have like then another 2 hours later, I'd have another protein shake, and then I'd have like maybe like avocados. I'd have like 2 avocados and just put salt and pepper on them. That was like my favorite thing to eat in the world. Like still to this, that's one of my favorite snacks. That and apples and peanut butter. Dude, I can easily eat, no joke, and this is like my treat to myself. I can eat 3 pounds of apples in like a day and a half. It's insane. Like I'll get a bag of like a 3-pound bag of apples, and it'll just be gone in a day and a half. And I go through a whole I would say like one of the little small jars of peanut butter. I go through one of those things and those 3 pounds of apples, because it's just good to me. It's delicious. And what's so lucky for me when I was like doing physique competitions was the fact that like I was growing up, like before I got adopted, I was malnourished, and so like I'm just thankful to have food. Like I've never been one of these food snob people, and also like my mind can easily just be like we're gonna eat the same thing every day: rice and ground beef, apples and peanut butter, and then it's just such an easier process. Hold on. So Aaron and Dayton, you guys want to come up over here and say hi? I'm doing my solo podcast right now. That's Aaron. That's Dayton. They are also people that do podcasts. They have a podcast called The Cool Baby Show, and then this is my co-host with the Aaron and John show.
We are podcast.
We are podcast, loud and strong. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Say hi to the fans.
Hi, fans.
Thank you for the key. It's key to my heart. So let's see what else, guys. What do we else have to talk about? So I rewatched the movie Baby Boy. I don't know. Is everyone just okay with Jody, the main character, just killing Snoop Dogg at the end of it? Like I love how that when you're watching this, like the whole time you dislike Snoop Dogg because he's fucking Jody's girlfriend. But Jody's still banging his baby mama. So like you're like the whole thing. But then at the very end, like, you know, Snoop Dogg got out of jail, and like you just realize the whole time that, you know, like he's gonna be fucking you know, Jody's girl. And because like if he lives on the couch, like, you know, what the heck is gonna happen? But the thing is, like, he just gets killed at the very end. Like Jody just shoots him. You know, and like the best line, probably the best line in the whole movie is when like Snoop Dogg was like, "I've seen everything but the light." And that's still to this day one of my favorite things in the whole world. Like one of my favorite sayings in a movie. But yeah, they just kill him and he dies, and then like they get back to Jody and his girlfriend just gets back together, and they have like that little kid, and that's it. Like, and the movie just ends. It just ends with them being all happy ever after, and like the mom's with that big gorilla guy, and like they are banging each other, and it's just like that's it. And there's no acknowledgement at all about how Snoop Dogg's character got killed. There's no investigation about it, like nothing. It's just like everyone's like, okay, well, he's dead. He's no longer here, so we're not gonna sit around here and we're not gonna talk about this. It's just we're over. It's done. It's all done and over with. I just think that's so weird. I think that's just like that was one of the weirdest parts of that movie. But see, what else do we have to talk about? Herbalife, guys. Herbalife, is that still a thing? Is that still a thing? Because like y'all were really super into that, and I don't hear about that shit anymore at all. What else? I had a lady get upset with me online on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on my Instagram, I do daily like little memes, and then it's like ways to promote my podcast and to promote all the other stuff that I do. And I did this one meme, and what was it? It said like, you know, smell your vibrator and see if it like what else? Oh, there it is. Here it is. It says smell your vibrator and ask yourself, do you deserve a good man? And this lady, she wrote to me, she's like, that's really savage. And I was like, I thought it was rather funny because I thought she was just kind of joking around with me. And she's like, it's actually rather mean, and she really consider like not posting things like that. And I'm like, it's only mean if your pussy smells. And she's like, you know, she's like, I just rest my case on this, the fact that, like, you're a gentleman and she's a lady, and you need to be more of a gentleman. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry that you got upset with me with, posting a meme. It's absurd to me that that's something that you'd get upset about, or anything like that. It just doesn't make any sense. Like that, a meme, that's what you're gonna get totally upset about. But yeah, so, like, guys, I think I'm gonna cut this podcast a little short because I have people waiting here, and I'm not gonna waste their time because I told them a certain time, and so anything like that. But like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys, so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm also cutting down too because I'm fucking hungover. Go fuck yourself. Bye.